Thank you, Chris. I'm reading your comment there. Oh, and compensated because the noise is driving you bonkers. Oh, I can tell this is going to be awesome. Let's just chat, y'all. And as you can see, let's just chat, right? So we're on the couch. It's like you're sitting by the campfire and just relaxing. And so just sit back, let's just chat, right? What about these narcissists and their love of noise, distraction, right? Oh, yeah. So let those notifications go out. And I'm totally with you. When they're an actual toddler, right, it's cute, but can also be right. Oh yeah, let's do our sound checks here, and I'm gonna get to y'all. Listen, for anybody who has been following these live streams over the past, let's just say week, few days here, about the move and everything, and so there's a lot of things that were. We had to replace some things, and then as we replace, you know how God improves. He says, "I got bigger and better for you, chosen one." I need y'all to remember that each time God has us in a do-over season, and we got to replace something, or we have to obtain something else that's new. And He's going to do it with improvement. For example, the curtain that I had in the other unit was blue, dark blue, and it was shorter, and I had it didn't cover the whole window. Whereas this time we measured real good. Oh yeah. And so now we have a cute off-white beige curtain set that covers the whole window, and it matches the white, and then the air conditioner's cover is beige. So it is a blackout. So that way when I close them at night, okay, and then if I need to close those curtains during the day while I'm streaming, like at 4 o'clock when the sun is right there, I have to close them because it throws the lighting in here off. So, excuse me, I'll let those go out. And the Lord does that, you know. God levels us up. So there you go. And I'm checking to see how how everything's going as far as the video and stuff. Just making sure that it doesn't look like a steam room, which it shouldn't because my camera is still clean. And so I'm checking things out. Okay, there we go. I know you see the shadows back there. We're working on it. We'll figure it out. And thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up. You know this is going to be a good one because they really do. Okay, I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHH Let's Just Chat show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequencies for healthier living. That's what it's all about, making healthier choices. And so we do that. I need y'all to know that, I've noticed that about this unit too. Oh, real quick, check this out. The unit that I was in, okay, and this one is 6 doors down. That's not a coincidence. So, for the blackout curtain. Right, the sunlight alarm clock. Now, mind you, here in this season, as we are breaking bad habits, and by the way, this whole move or whatever, the quick move we had to make, whatever, did not stop our progress with that, y'all. We still tallying, we still breaking the bad habit. Oh yeah, I didn't know. The enemy didn't throw me off on that. I might have gotten a little bit jet lagged as far as sleep, but hey, that's fine. We're good. Remember what we tell ourselves, right? It's very important not to tell yourself negative things. What a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So be mindful what you tell yourself. Oh, yeah. You know where that's coming from? Yeah. The new unit was just 6 doors down from the old unit. I said, that's not a coincidence. I know it dawned on me when I was out and about yesterday. I said, hold on a second. Whoa. I said, that, not a coincidence. Nope. And no, we're not superstitious, but because we know that the enemy's number is 6. Think about, I want y'all to start, okay, we're going to do a little and more real quick, but not, well, it goes with the Noisome Pestilence. Think about anytime you go to the store, right? Yeah, what do you got all around you? I mean, you have coolers running, you have, of course, people talking here and there, you have, if there's a little deli, you've got that noise going on, you've got the bloop, 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 people getting checked out, you got, I mean, you have all kinds of noises going on, right? Oh, yeah. And then outside, right? You walk outside and you've got, you know, cars running their engines. You hear, you do every once in a while, you hear that narcissist that like to take off and with their tires squealing and take off a little too fast. And then you also get the occasional motorcycle that goes on by. I mean, we could do this all day. And then, of course, you have the out there. Yeah, and then, oh, don't forget the low frequency, right? Yeah. Right, you got that Noisome Pestilence. Oh, my goodness. And I mean, the list is long, right? But take a look when you go to Walmart. Right? What's their logo? Right? It's supposed to look like like flower petals, right? Yellow, right? Yellow, like petals, right? Going around in a circle, right? Did you ever stop to count how many petals there are? 6. Pay attention to these things. Okay? Well, I'm glad your inner child loves my sound impressions. Yeah, it's not. The enemy number is 6. Remember, we're told in the Bible that the devil's number is 6, 3, 6. So every time you turn around, and it's not a coincidence if you pay attention to the thing. Like when I got some groceries from a different store earlier, I had to get some fruits and veggies. It's time to make another round of superfoods and a fruit juice. And I said, okay, I need to go get some stuff. I know it's Zap Day, but the Lord said, I got to show you something. It is what it is. But the Zaps don't have not any of the, the Zaps don't have the effect on me anymore that it once did. Okay, because we have detoxed a lot. And so we have our list. We're very strategic. And we weren't in there for very long. So we're no longer, like, I wouldn't say that, well, I mean, we still try to avoid going anywhere. But if we got to, it's like when the Lord puts hunger down on my spirit. Well, I don't know. He has not revealed to me what we're gearing up for yet. But it is what it is. Y'all will know when the time comes. And, but all that noise out there, the Noisome Pestilence, and the narcissists, they love it because it distracts not just them from their own thought, but chosen one, it distracts us from what it is we're working on. It used to. Now here's what we do. We learn not to let them distract us. We learn not to let those noises distract us. We learn to just go, oh, that's what it is. Okay. And remember something. Noises out of the blue that you're not expecting oftentimes can catch you off guard. Never forget, the devil loves to catch people off guard. Oh, yeah. The devil loves to catch people off guard. It's not plastic wrap. It's a funky new sofa cover. It's a bedspread, but I fold it. Because remember, this is the couch that pulls out into a bed. The studio apartment, small space living. So this pulls out into a bed, And this back here it's not plastic wrap, y'all. No, it's not plastic wrap. It is right. It is here. Let me grab this one. This is one of the pillow shams. So now you get a better look at it. Yeah. That was one of the things I had to replace. Because I wasn't going to, no, I was not going to take, they were like, I would rather go ahead. The other set that I had for well over a year. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to spend, I'd rather spend and just get a new set. Just get a new, different kind of set, change things up a bit. And I'm not even going to take the chance because the dust issue that was in the other unit, I said, I'm not bringing that. I'm not even going to put it in the washer. Why would I put that in the washer? It might need more than one wash. I was like, no, I'm not wasting. I'd rather just get a new set and toss the old one. If it got too much dust and stuff that got in that fabric, then I'm just going to, we're going to simplify it. And so the Lord, he told me, he said, get a new one. So I was like, okay, because originally I was going to wash it. And then he said, no, he said, get a new one. And as I thought about it, I said, you know what? That makes sense. Saves time and money right there, really. Because, yeah. So it is what it is. But all that noise, everywhere you go. And so chosen one, the further along we get in God's reality, the more we really want our peace. Because we don't want to be distracted. So we can catch what God got to tell us and what God needs us to know, what God needs to reveal to us. Because right here in Psalm 91, he said, right? And in verse 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And he does. But see, the narcissists have this love of noisome pestilence. Think about the chaos and drama. How noisy is that? Very. And yes, I have noticed something else. This unit, by the way, y'all, the door closes and has much better sealing. As far as not the ceiling, but SEALING, sealing around. All right, which there's a bit less noise and pestilence in this unit compared to the other one, which I'm thankful for. Mind you, I'm very thankful for that. Which the other one, it wasn't bothering me. We got around it, right? Right. Exactly. Well, you've already been somewhat delivered from it, haven't you? Or are you talking about where you live? It's pretty noisy out there. Well, it's noisy anywhere we go in public. It really is. Because you got to think about, it depends on where you're going, of course. But like if you go to a professional park, with office buildings and things like that, it tends to be a bit quieter. But as for the hustle bustle, think of restaurants, right? Think of a bar. A pub where you go eat and it's got TVs going, games or TVs are on, radio. The TVs are on, but they're not turned up because the radio is going, right? They've got the closed captioning on, and then you're hearing, tons of different conversations all at once. You're hearing all the buzz, and then you're hearing the clinking of glasses, and perhaps the other thing, it is what it is. I remember going to a place where I used to live in North Carolina, and I would pick up some wing and sweet potato fries. So where you live, so you're, all right, we need to pray. Our fellow warrior gets a new place with less noise or no noise. That would be great. I could totally feel you. So I used to go to this place and I'll get some wing and sweet potato fries to go. And as I'm sitting there, I remember that I was sitting there waiting on my to-go order and, checking in on some stuff. on the phone, and it dawned on me. I was like, hey, I said, all of that Noisome, Pestilence, a lot of people talking. There was a bar. You had to order your to-go order at the bar. So there's a little section right there, and then some chairs to sit on while you wait for your food. And so I'm noticing this. I was like, I see the TVs are on, closed captioning's on, there's music going. And all I could feel was, I said, wow. I said, that contributes to that cloud of cognitive dissonance. So that's another reason why these narcissists love that Noisome, Pestilence, because it helps to keep the brain numbed. It keeps the brain numbed. And then as everybody's like interacting with one another, feeding off of that spiritual energy, and then narcissists just feeding off of each other for emotional supply. And I said, wow. All our lives, until God awakened us, a lot of that would be in the background. We really didn't think much of it. I know I didn't. I used to frequent those places when I didn't know about narcissists, and I was hanging out with some so-called friends, and we would go to the pub and get a pitcher of beer and some wings, and all that noise. And I used to be into football, right? Okay, so we put on the game, and I'm right there with them, right? Yeah, and all this noise going on, didn't even think twice about it, right? It's running in the background. We're having fun, man. We're eating some wings, drinking some beer, watching the game, man. Not thinking about none of that. Had no idea that all of that was affecting that cloud of cognitive dissonance. Yeah. Keeping us under that cloud of cognitive dissonance. Because it kept the brain numbed. So we couldn't even really hear our own thoughts with all that noise. So, yes. Okay, live in an old Victorian flat with quiet and peaceful, away from the traffic. I'm sure you do, but you know what? If that's your heart's desire, the Lord is going to grant our heart's desire. He always does. Gotta trust and believe. Well, yeah, noisy bars with loud thumping music. Oh, well, yeah, when we were younger, sure. We were all about that vibe. Like, yeah, man, let's go hang out, right? Yeah, well, those days are behind us. The older we get, the more we're like, oh, now I will place a to-go order, or like I'll go to places like Olive Garden. There's one I can walk to, and I'll go in and sit down and have a dinner once in a while, because the music they're playing and stuff, it doesn't tend to be too awful loud. But see, I go early enough as well. I go early enough for that. And, we do want to be mindful about the time that we venture out, because I've learned that if you are going to go and sit down and have a meal in one of these places, you definitely want to do it before 6 p.m. I learned that because at 6 p.m. I learned that's what they do. The lights go down, the music goes up, people start rolling in even more. That's when it starts to get a bit more noisy. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. See, that's what I'm telling you. If the Lord told you you're going to get out of that place, then you better listen. Okay? He's going to get you. He's going to get you in. He's going to get you where he needs you and where you need to be. God always does. He always does. And but I can feel you, because the Lord was talking to me about a home, a house, and I said okay, and He said that we're not going to be next to a busy highway. Okay, we're going to be back. I mean, even right now, we're not right next to the highway, but you can still hear the fire trucks and stuff when they go down the road. Well, at least you could in the other one. I don't know about here yet. I would think so, because that's pretty loud. That's pretty loud. I don't think we're going to miss that. I don't recall if I've heard it here yet or not in this unit. But anyhow, because I'm still paying attention to the workings of certain things. If there's anything else I need to put a work order in for and stuff like that. And plus, I'm, like I said, I've got my degrees laminated and ready. We're going to get those back up. We've got some other things that we're working on. Like final touches, if you will, for getting settled. And I really need to say thank you all. To all of you who are being very patient as I do all of this. You know what it's like when you do a move. And one like this, boy, it was, yeah, it was so fast. So it's taken me a little while to sort through because there's been some rearranging that had to be done. There's so now I'm finally being right because I'm able to now. I said, okay, I'm glad that because I was going to go and get some fruits and veggies, while still in the other unit. And so when that came about, I was like, okay, I'm not buying any of that right now. I'm going to wait till, so finally today we were able to go get that because I said, I need to make some more superfood. We need our superfood juices. We need we need a fruit juice this time around too. Oh yeah. And so I want to say thank you everyone for understanding and for your continued patience as I work through and respond to your comments and your and your shares and things like that. Okay, and emails. I will get to y'all. Okay, I will. Thank you. Yes. Chris, as far as that is concerned, because I will tell you, because of what they think it is, and because of the way the matrix operates with like random inspections and things like that, that's why they need to be able to go in there and just do a full 100% like wipe down clean all the way around, and so nothing could be in the way. They need to make sure they got everything so it would pass inspection, because right now it wouldn't. It is what it is. So you have to understand the world. That's what I'm saying. I understood the physical and the world side of why it had to go down the way it went down, and so I'm thankful though that they came up with a solution like this. And of course, because God got me to a place physically where I was able to handle this and then some, and going forward to continue. Okay, you get it when you explain. Well, I mean, it's real simple. It is that simple because we live in a world that does that, and so a bit of CYA on their part, and I understand that. I really do, and I already talked to them, and I said, I apologize for not reaching out, because she told me that if I ever notice something starting like that, all I got to do is just boom, let them know, and they'll be on it. I said, okay, I know that now going forward. I didn't realize that that's all I had to do when I started noticing it. I didn't even think about it, and I told her, I said, my bad, but now we know, lesson going forward. And she goes, that's okay. She said, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it for you. And I said, okay, thank you. And I did explain to her also, because I don't know, I had never met her before, but I gave her a little backstory about my situation as to why I was doing the best I could, given the circumstances, the Jezebel case study and the healing from that. And now we're finally at a place where, okay, we can do a lot more. And I let them know that. I said, it feels great though, because now anytime I've got to, like, for example, even though I've only been here just a couple days, when I go to put those things back on the wall, I'm going to pull the couch out. While the couch is out, guess what we're going to do? Got it. We're going to go grab that Swiffer duster and we're going to clean back there. Yep, we'll stay on top of it. It's a small unit. It doesn't take that long to do that. Anytime I see a speck, boop, we'll pick it up. Because we were doing that before. It's just, it had already gotten a bit out of hand. But we were doing the best we could. And a little at a time. But now, going forward, okay? So there you go on that. That's a little bit of the and more. But yeah, I've noticed that about this particular unit. There doesn't seem to be, well, the noise. Well, you got to think about the noise within your home, though, too, right? Think about the appliances. How many appliances do you run at a given time, right? It can be pretty noisy if you've got, let's say, a blender going and the dishwasher going and a TV going and Lord knows what else, right? That could be pretty noisy inside the home. So to cut down on that, so you got to think about the frequencies associated with that too, right? Oh yeah, y'all, let's just chat. I'm stretching out too. Why not? Be comfortable, man. At Consulting for Heightened Awareness, we are all about being comfortable. Sit back and relax. Okay? There's no dress code as long as you're dressed. Okay? There's no dress code. You should, yeah, you can wear your PJ. Relax. I can't see you like I said yesterday. I can't see you. But the thing is that all that noise, you got to think about the frequencies associated with it too. That noisome pestilence. And how the narcissists love that noisome pestilence. Because their body is so adapted to it and so used to it. You know? So, no, we don't still have that haunted fridge. That stayed in the other unit. Thank you, buddy. No, it's not. It's not. It's dust. It's just, right, it's an abundance of dust. That's all it is. Because that you're talking about right there, that's not real. That's something that the world made up as part of the fear-mongering over health. It's just dust. So the noise, oh, wow. Okay, yes, that's another one. Narcissists are very well known for this as well. If you live in, narcissistic married boyfriend, girlfriend, neighbor, the fights and dramas and police being called out and the shouting and all that. Oh, I get it. Been there, done that. Oh my gosh. Many of us. Been there, done that. Oh man, yeah. I can just imagine. But I have to tell y'all that I know I did. I found myself having to call the police on some, we don't ever want it to get to that, but sometimes that's what happens. Because it gets so out of control with the narcissist that you don't have any other option but to. The angry ex-narc husband, I had to call the cop because he came back drunk as a skunk one evening. And, right, because we had already split up, and I told him, I said, okay, I said, my place will be ready in a couple of weeks. And so I'll be out at that point. Well, lo and behold, he got himself drunk, come back to the place we were living at the time, and he just started rattling off all kinds of crazy making and threatening to kill me. Now, here's the thing. When he was doing that, before the threat came through, I called 911. I had a treadmill on the porch. And so as I was coming outside, going around the treadmill, he was trying to follow me. And I'm already on with 911. I was like, yeah. I said, my husband is drunk and he is making threat. And right out of his mouth is he called me the B word. And he did. He threatened to kill me. And the dispatcher heard that. And he said, ma'am, stay on the line. I got him on the way. And so that very evening, the police held him at bay, had me pack some bags, and they took me to a hotel and got me out of there. So glory be to God. And so now, as far as pressing charges, I told them no because he's drunk, and he had never been quite like that. But I said no. I said because we're separated anyway. I said there will be a divorce, so I'm not going to press charges at this time because he's going to sleep that off. Probably ain't even going to remember anyhow that he did any of that. So that's not an excuse. But I just wasn't going to go through all that because he didn't actually do anything, and luckily they came and got me away from him. And so that, yeah, there was no reason for that. Now, the boyfriend that I dated after that, he did get physical and broke a glass picture frame over my head while telling me to get the heck out. So I grabbed as much as I could in my arm because I was getting ready for work. I had to go work. I had to be to work at 5:30 a.m. And it's like 3:34 a.m. and he was doing that. And so I got my car loaded up with clothes and stuff. So, that was one of the rescues to go back home. Yeah, the Jezebel that gave birth to me and the step Jezebel, boy. That was one of the first times they had to come rescue me with a U-Haul. With that one. But, oh, yeah, I pressed charges. I went to the Women's Crisis Center and we went to court. He's the one that you read about in Real Events of Narcissistic Abuse. Remember, y'all, he's the one that, I forget which number situation it was, but he's the one that you read about, right, in my book, where I talk about, he's the one where the judge threw the book at him. Like, he tried to get haughty with the judge. Or he did, actually. Tried to get smart alecky with the judge, and the judge was not having none of that. And so pretty much he got a lifetime restraining order on him. Yeah, right. So even today, if he were to come across my path and I would see him, I would recognize him, even if he was elderly and stuff. I would totally recognize those eyes, those Jezebel eyes. Can't mistake them. Absolutely. All I have to do is call 911. Let him know that there's a restraining order out on him in North Carolina. Yep, specifically in Moxville. And I know the name. That's all I got to do is tell him who they are, and then who I am, and then what name I had used at that time, because I was still using my married name at that time. Dickie is my maiden name. I took my maiden name back when I got the divorce file. Oh, you betcha. Oh, you betcha. Situation number 8. Okay. Or no, situation. Okay. It could have been situation number 8. I want to think it was before that, though. But nonetheless, it's in there. It's in there. It's in there like with the angry ex-hubby is somewhere in there. Because situation number 9 is the ex-psycho. And there was, I want to say it was at least 1 or 2 more before that. But nonetheless, well, he was a bodybuilder. But, well, I mean, oh gosh, what, 6 foot, I don't know, 6'3", 6'4", maybe. Yeah. So, yeah, you ain't gonna miss him. But they do love their Noisome Pestilence, y'all, them narcissists. They love their noise toys, right? Their noisy toys. All those toys, toddler toys that make noise. You remember the popcorn vacuum? Every time you rolled it, the little balls in there would pop, 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 pop. Yeah, you remember that? All right. Yeah. Well, right. That time I was already on the phone with dispatch when the angry hubby, put out that threat. Right. It's like, I had a witness. I got a witness. And you heard it. But nonetheless, I mean, it's unfortunate that a lot of us have found ourselves in that predicament because of a narcissist. But this is why God gets us away from all of that. And he also does deliver us from the noisome pestilence. He does. In the meantime, though, the tip I have for you all, okay, if you are in a situation where it is noisy, okay, there's a lot of traffic, calling the cops and stuff. You learn. Our body learns how to adapt. Like, there's a thing called selective hearing, and I learned to develop that in previous environments where there was noise going on. There was a lot of noise and pestilence. And so I learned how to, basically tune it out. And it takes practice. But one of the ways to do that is to find something to be working on that you can focus on the most and not allow, you'll hear it. Like, I'm sitting here every once in a while, I hear my ice cubes, they tend to crack or break apart. But I'm still working, but it don't faze me. It's not going to scare me or anything because you can expect that. I got ice water over here, ice, whatever. And then also car alarm from people. Like, I have a car alarm for when I lock mine, it goes beep, you can expect to hear those things outside. And then, of course, like I said, if I can hear the sirens in this unit, we'll see. I want to say I already have, but I'm not going to lie because I really don't recall. I've been so busy with keeping up with the settling in and learning. Okay, even though it's the same layout, what I'm learning is the plan of action that we're going to utilize for keeping this place as dust-free as possible. So that being said, also as noiseless as possible. Now, if y'all are hearing a fan right now, I can tell you that's my computer. Because that's what I'm hearing. Yep, my computer fan. Okay, so that might be what you're hearing. If you're hearing a fan, it's the computer fan. I discovered that, and I went, oh, yeah. Because that's what I've got it on a stand that has holes in it because of that. So you don't want it to overheat. So the fan's running. All right. Yeah, I did have a computer razor or whatever that had fan underneath when I was in Rockwell. But remember, that was a cigarette filled home. And so that one, the fan got a lot of dust and nicotine got up in them suckers. I had to toss it. I was not taking that with me. I said, I'll get a new one. And I did when I got here. Yep, when I got to this city where I'm at and I got into my apartment, I ordered me another one. It just doesn't have a built-in fan, but it does have the holes for the computer to stay cool. So, yeah. Okay, I figured you could hear the computer fan, but, it's not so loud to where it drowns us out. No. But yeah, that's really the biggest tip to deal with noise if you are currently experiencing that in your environment. Because narcissists, they love that noise and pestilence. The cars that have the speakers, horrible rumble you can hear from far away. Well, it shouldn't make you feel ill because of vibrations. You're aware of it. So it should not make you feel ill. It should not. If that kind of low vibration like that is making you feel ill, then that means there's some additional detoxing that needs to be done, because that shouldn't do that. Unless you mean that in a different context. So, right. Well, there are some people that play music while they're studying. It is what it is. I don't know either, because I'm the same way. I like it to be nice and quiet when I'm studying. I'm the same way. No. And now, no, as far as the neighbors, no. I mean, the ones from over there that used to say hi and stuff still do, because they saw me moving from that unit to another one. And I have to tell you, that back corner back there does tend to get a bit noisy, even especially after the sun goes down. And I hadn't realized that because I usually don't venture out. But remember, I was moving. So Thursday evening, I would get as much as I could before the movers arrived on Friday morning. So, yeah. Hey, no biggie. You're not, I mean, hey, Cindy, you're not too late. You made it. And that's fine. That's fine. I know that a lot of people do go to church on Sundays. And that's fine. That's fine. It's just we've been doing the 2 p.m. Let's Just Chat for over a year now. So we're keeping it consistent. And I know y'all will make it when you can make it. And then you'll catch it on the replay. But we're just kind of talking. About how narcissists love Noisome, Pestilence. And then, of course, discussing some other details about the recent move from that old unit to the new unit. And what went down with that. And just kind of the differences that we're noticing as far as less noise so far. Yeah, I mean, it is nice, to be honest with you, because chosen ones, we don't need to numb our minds. Why would we want to, right? Why? Well, yeah, I know it's 7 p.m. for you, Chris, in the UK, or for whoever else is 5 hours ahead. So it's like the Let's Just Chat on Sunday. It is something of a tradition, if you will. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I know. We all do. Chosen ones, we do. We prefer our quiet time. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to do that. We sure do. We prefer our quiet time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it gives, well, we want to hear God. I'm going to tell y'all something, though. Once we know God's voice, even as we venture out and about, we can still hear him now. So despite the fact that you go to the store and you're hearing the deli workers over there clank, 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 with whatever it is, and then the person ordering their food over here, and then you hear the couple over here talking, and then you hear the bleep, 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 people getting checked out, and then and then the doors open, right? The automatic doors, right? They open. You hear that, and then you'll hear the motorcycle go by. So all of that going on, and God's like, I want you to get a couple apples. Okay. So you kind of know. You can hear. Okay, you can hear God. Once you know his voice, you can even hear him. See, that's the thing. The devil doesn't want people to get to that point. The devil does not want people to make it to that point. He does not want to see any of us know God's voice, because once we do, then we can hear him despite the noisome pestilence. We learn how to tune out that noisome pestilence and focus on the Heavenly Father for when he speaks, because it's very important to catch it. Well, yeah, got to hear ourselves think. And never forget, our thoughts are not God's thoughts. Oh, boy, let me tell you. Because I was thinking, when God says, you're going to be here for a little while, got some more things to show you. And I thought it was going to be in the old unit. I said, oh, so I'm going to be in that one for a while. Okay. He said, no, honey child. He said, this unit is an upgrade compared to the other one, just so you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. Because there's some differences. For example, the other unit just had a stand-up shower. This one has a tub. Do I hear nice, cool baths to cool his body down when it gets too hot? Heat-wise, I'm talking, y'all remember? Too much salt, radio frequency poisoning, you know how that goes, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, no, it's not 7 p.m. for everybody on Sunday. It's different time zone. But it's 2 p.m. Eastern time for me and for many of us who happen to be on the East Coast in the U.S. and then anywhere else in the world where you are on Eastern time. That's right. Yep, got a toad. So that's an upgrade in my book. Seriously. Yeah. Hearing ourselves think, hearing God's voice, peace and quiet and still, like a holy quiet. Absolutely. Because it's like that's part of us, going to protect our peace. Protect our peace in that way. And we realize, we're like, okay, the biggest way that we protect our peace is to avoid all that noise and pestilence, because that noise and pestilence want to try and disrupt our inner peace. That joy and the happiness and everything that is of God. That's on the inside. And so, yes, y'all see my shirt. It says, just say no to the trauma bond. Remember, that's our brand here, breaking the trauma bond to the world, BTBW. So, let me go ahead and give y'all this quick announcement since we brought that up. All right, we now have, woohoo! Check it out. We now have for our individual consulting and coaching session. All right, remember, the individual consulting and coaching sessions are virtual or by phone. That's your choice. Okay, you will have the option when you book to let me know which you prefer, virtual or by phone. If you choose virtual, our default go-to is Google Meet. However, if you've got an iPhone and you prefer FaceTime, we will discuss those details as well. That's fine. Whatever works. Now, Zoom, the only way we would use Zoom is if you book a 30-minute. Because Zoom, right, unless I upgrade and start paying them, I only get 40 minutes. As far as I know. So, you won't be able to do a 1-hour session using Zoom. It'll have to be another method. But I'm just, why am I going to pay Zoom to use Zoom longer when there's tons of other alternatives like Google Meet, FaceTime, etc., where I can go an hour, hour and a half, or however long the session is that you book. I can use StreamYard for a session if I need to and go as long. Yes, I can send y'all a StreamYard link. I can bring you on in if you want to be virtual. Or if you don't want to do virtual and you just want to do by phone using StreamYard, we can do that. You'll have an option down at the bottom to do this. Okay? There you go. And you want to hold the session like that, you'll see me, but this is what I'll see while you speak. And that's fine. You see? We can hold sessions like that. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Because that's a lot of time how we do the podcast. Like, you'll see me. If we're going to do a pre-record podcast together, you'll see me. And if you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to, because I'm only going to download the MP3 file anyway, the audio for the podcast. So we can do the same thing for session. There's so many workarounds. And this software I do pay for, but it allows me a lot of leeway, if you will, for using it for that and for streaming and for recording. I mean, you name it. So we can use this to have our individual consulting and coaching session. Now, take note. Okay, you want to write these down? Your first session, okay? 30 minutes. For your first 30 minutes, individual consulting coaching session, use BTBW15, get 15% off. For your first 1 hour individual consulting and coaching session, use BTBW20 and get 20% off your first session. For your first 1.5 hour session, use BTBW25 and get 25% off your first 1.5 hour session. All right, you've got those 3 codes right there. All right, yes, on your first session you get that discount. All right, yes, we finally were able to get that for you. I've been working on that, trying to figure out how I'm like, okay, now, because we were able to do that. We actually did that the very day that we got in our new unit. So there's your BTBW 15 for 15% off 30 minutes, BTBW 20 for 20% off 1 hour, and then BTBW 25 for 25% off 1.5 hours. Those for the session. Okay, so well, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so Cindy, I totally feel you. Okay. Okay, it creates other issues. Oh, okay. But yes, I do. I pay for StreamYard. Absolutely. That's why I say everything that you all sow into this ministry helps to be able to keep getting up here and doing, and yeah, goes right back in so I can keep getting up here with you all. And then also so I can use this software for individual sessions as well. So everything that you all sow into this ministry, I want to say thank you. Okay? Really, seriously. Every little bit helps a lot. Okay? So yeah, because just like the podcast platform, I gotta pay for it. The website, I pay for that platform. The academy, I pay for that platform. Just like I pay for this software. Yes. So we're not up here just using everything that's available for free. No, we're using, because a lot of the times the free side doesn't offer as much value and perks that we need to be more effective. You see? So, yeah, we're okay. So we are paying to use these platforms and software. But that's all right because it helps us get the job done and to keep things going and keep things coming for you all. Now, Patreon, on the other hand, they take a very small percentage of, a very small, and I'm talking very small fee. Okay? And that's how we pay to use that platform. So, y'all membership, I get the majority of it. Seriously, I do. They get a very small part. Just like PayPal takes a very small fee out. And it's so small, it's like really, you don't even notice. It doesn't make much of a difference. So there's that. But, and that's why I let everybody know about the PayPal route. Because it really is very simple. And remember, when you do pledge a service grant to PayPal, thank you, Chris, for letting us know that you don't have to have a PayPal account. You can pay as a gift. And you can pay from any other type of payment. As far as I know, PayPal accepts all kinds of payments, just like our website. Oh, for those who don't know this, because I had somebody bring this up to me. They were trying to find an alternate method. They didn't have PayPal, and they didn't have Amazon Pay, and those were the two buttons that showed. And they emailed me. They wanted to get a copy of my book. And I told them, I said, go to the checkout page. And on that checkout page, there's a little link underneath those two big buttons. And it says, other payment options or something like that. I know it's kind of small, but it's underneath the box. It's a little link. You click on it, and the other option for paying will come up. You got PayPal, Venmo, all major credit debit cards, including American Express, you name it. Okay, so our website does accept multiple forms of payments. It's just, you know how the world is, right? You got the Amazon up there, and then, I think PayPal's there too. I'm not sure what they got on there now. I haven't seen it in quite some time, but nonetheless, there are other payment options on the website. You just got that tiny little link right underneath there. All right, but it's there. And, so we were talking about the noise and all of that. But, Cindy, I get you on that. Yeah, a bath is not necessarily as quick as a shower. Oh, gosh, can relate there if you got to scoot. Yeah, I get you. And, yeah, yeah. I totally feel you. So it's like you have to get up 30 minutes earlier because you're like, okay, now I got to get a bath, so I got to get up even earlier so I can at least get. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. We're going to pray, y'all. Cindy is able to get herself a shower again soon. And so, noise. Well, that's the other thing. Well, yeah. A lot of new sports cars are very noisy and obnoxious sounding. Well, yeah, and it does suit the toddler mind rather than a mature mind, the way luxury cars used to be. I don't know if you want to call a new sports car a luxury car. I don't. I really don't. I actually separate the two. I think a luxury car is more like an SUV Escalade or something like that, or a Rolls Royce or something to that effect. Mercedes Benz. But a sports car, those are sporty. Those are just sporty. I don't know that I would consider those like the new Corvettes and stuff. I don't consider them luxury, but some people might. But yeah, as far as them being loud, you got to remember something too, that if a narcissist buys one of those, they like those loud mufflers because it gets them attention, right? Think about it. They have that stuff rigged up. It doesn't necessarily mean that it came that way. That car might not have come that loud. Whoever bought it, the narcissist that bought it, probably rigged it up and put some bigger mufflers or something on it to make it do that. I've seen it. And they do it because it makes you look, don't it? Oh, yeah, because that's loud. You're like, what's that? Oh, my goodness. Right? Yeah, it gets your attention. You got to keep that in mind, too. So while some of them are a little louder, yeah, you got to remember that a lot of people will do their own work on it after they buy it. So, yeah, your AC Cobra types and Corvette always been loud because they got the big, powerful engine. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the way they're built. They're sport cars, so they're built for sport, right? And what do you know about actual sports, right? It can be pretty loud. I mean, you got the announcer, you got the sportscasters, right? And then you got the audience, right? You got the fans in the stands there, making all the loud noises, the boos and the cheers and yeah, pretty noisy. So, and then a lot of them do custom fit their cars with louder exhaust. Exactly. And that's a lot of what you got going on there. So you have to keep a lot of things into consideration. You know, it's not so much that some of the cars came that way from the manufacturer. Could have been ordered that way by the person too. Because you can do that. Ooh, excuse me, I got to stretch. Yeah, every once in a while, you got to stretch. Well, and then the speed of the car. Oh, well, yeah, that there's going to be some things that play a role in that too. So there you go. But yeah, all kinds of noise out there. And well, again, as we read earlier in Psalm 91, verse 3 there, we learned that God does deliver us from the noisome pestilence. He sure does. Because that's why if we keep our eyes and thoughts on all things above, Colossians chapter 3, right? Keeping all thought on things above. Things of peace, things of joy, things of love, things of happiness, things of light. Being optimistic and positive. And just knowing that chosen one, God is always working out things in our favor. Yeah, hallelujah, God's deliverance. You got that right. And never forget, though, when he does deliver us out from under a previous circumstance and we get ourselves into a new one, a do-over. And so I'm going to remind y'all of this a lot. Don't forget the lessons learned in the previous season. You got to take those lessons. Yeah, you got to take what you're learning with you into the new season. Every single time you enter a new season, everything that you've learned got to go with you into the coming season. Because different circumstances do not give us permission to forget what we've learned. Light and positive and peaceful. That's right. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about in God's reality. And that's how it's supposed to be for chosen ones. We're not supposed to be pulled into chaos and drama. We don't allow ourselves to be. And so we got to keep on keeping on. So y'all just got to, hang tight. Hang tight. Stay in prayer. All right, stay in prayer. And that wraps up this one for today, everybody. I just wanted to get on here and discuss that because it really is something that you start to notice more of. Just how noisy everything was before God awakened us, but we just didn't notice it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we knew some of the noise here and there, but I'm talking about just like how much Noisome pestilence there really, truly is out there in the Matrix. And it's wow. It really is. It reminds me of when I took one of my business trips and I had to get my noise canceling headset out. And I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that. Oh man, that was just and that's when I came up with the video, the rush of the Matrix, that you will find on the Patreon channel. Because I was watching traffic go up and down that highway, and I was hearing it, and I was like, wow, that's really loud. That's noisy. That's very noisy. And I was like, okay then. It is what it is. All right, everybody? And so we learn that we start tuning these things out. We don't allow the devil to distract us with all that noise anymore. So you keep on keeping on. All right. Yes, keep on keeping on. And practice. Keep your focus. How do you drown out that noise and pestilence? You find something to focus on that God has you working on. Earplugs are great as well. They do help. Earmuffs. And then if you want to listen to something, you got your earbuds and you want to listen to one of our videos on this YouTube channel, that'll help drown that out while you get more of God's spiritual truth in any one of our playlists right here on the YouTube channel. Got something for everybody for wherever you're at in the spiritual awakening and beyond. And I highly encourage y'all to check out the playlist with encouraging, that inspiring, inspiration and encouragement. I think, that playlist, inspiring stuff. And then we also have a playlist that talks about when God speaks. Oh, some great messages in there too. So, check it out. And thank you all for checking out our YouTube short playlist and giving them suckers a thumbs up. All right, so thank you. Sending everybody big hug. God loves you. I love you. Yes, we're sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your continued support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father. And you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.